but we didn't get to do it last week. So we go.
There it is.
Oh, man.
Don't choke on those wires, buddy.
I'm getting into it this week.
I was going to try to do a spin, but I didn't want to.
Hey, don't hurt yourself, Kyle. We need
It's not me, it's the equipment you need to protect. I heal still for now.
Well, that is true. That is true.
Look right.
So as we do each and every week, we go over EJ's top 10, bottom 5. Yeah, make sure, Kyle, you were prepared to only look at the right side of the screen.
Hey, but then when I do this, you don't get your good Christ TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's true. We haven't had a good Christ
Good
moment
Christ,
on the show. All
EJ,
season.
really? Hold on.
All right. Can I read out to the listeners first, too?
No.
Yeah, at least let him do that. At least let him do that.
All right. And as I look, the list is fluid. Okay, relax. Number 28 for the listeners on the podcast. Number 28, the Patriots. 29, the Broncos. 30, the Giants. 31, the Cardinals. 32, the Panthers. Kyle, you may speak.
Why the fuck are the Bears not here? You put the team that beat the Bills and had their coach get the 300th win and took the Bears out. What the shit is going on?
I'll answer this question.
You
basically,
try.
So basically, 20 to 30 all won this week. 28 was Bears last week. You didn't see that because there's no show last week. So basically, all the teams between 27 and 30 moved that one spot this week. That's it. 27 is the Bears.
But
that's all I'm saying.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Who should not be in this bottom 5?
The Patriots literally just said it.
The Pats were 29 last week.
I don't care.
So wait, so who
what?
Who came into the bottom 5 then to move other teams?
The Cardinals moved to the bottom 5 finally for the first time in weeks. They've the last couple weeks haven't looked the same frisky Cardinals.
Did you see me comment on that? I didn't.
But that's the only change. Because for 2 weeks, I had the same bottom 5. Like the last week or before that, I had the same exact bottom 5, no changes. But the Bears involved in it. Then the teams won. They went one spot. Broncos were 29 last week.
The teams won. Notice he says the teams. That momentous victory over the hapless Las Vegas Raiders. Woo!
Right.
Yeah. I probably just would have moved the Patriots
out.
I kept the Bears at 28 and move the Patriots out because I think
this guy gets it.
I think the win over the Bills is better than a win over the Raiders.
Fair enough.
Duh.
Fair enough. The rest of the 5 is good.
The Raiders should be in this list, man.
It's funny. It's strange because here's the thing.
Hold on, no. Before you do that, let's say this. We're all pooping on the Bears about having a weaker victory. That is a fair question that the Raiders are not 28 as well.
I get it.
So here's the kind of the confusion hole. This too. Also, to your point, I don't necessarily disagree with what you're saying there because there were 2 teams that got consideration for being in the bottom 5. Listen.
At the bottom 5.
Listen a second. There were 2 teams actually we're looking at that feel like bottom 5 teams. The Raiders is one of those, and so is the Commanders. But the problem, hold on, wait. The problem is though, both teams have 3 wins already. 3 wins already.
I don't care. The Raiders lost.
Are you saying that the Raiders are worse than either the Panthers, Cardinals, Giants, Broncos, or Patriots?
Yes.
The Raiders are worse than the Giants.
Precisely the fuck that.
The Raiders are worse than the Giants.
I just that. Okay.
I didn't go that far, but okay. With Tyrod Taylor at quarterback, he makes a good point, EJ Christian.
I mean, dude.
I agree that
the Giants suck.
We're looking at the numbers. Stop it.
I think what's clear though is that we have a bottom tier of 7 to maybe 8 teams.
Oh, there's a lot of bad teams in this.
That's what I'm saying. So it's a race to the bottom is hard to figure out because there's so many bad teams, and who you take out of the bottom 5. I mean, that's
but
the Giants, and you put in the Raiders,
and the team that beat the Bills this week should get
the Pats. I'll roll with you on best win of the week. I'll roll with you on the Pats.
You do hear he admitted he fucked it up, Jim.
No. I'm at that. Okay, I'm with you on that.
I heard it. So, I have Raiders, Bears, Cardinals, Broncos, Panthers as my bottom 5.
Raiders again. Raiders what?
Raiders, Bears, Cardinals, Broncos, Panthers.
He agrees with you on the cards too. That's
okay. We'll see. Okay, so don't comment on that. Okay, cool.
All right. Mikey says Pat's out, Bears or Raiders in. Yeah, and especially, and I think it's a good point of context. Is Raiders with Aiden O'Connell or Brian Hoyer is worse than the Pats, Broncos or Giants. I also want to say the fact that the Raiders played good the week prior with Aiden O'Connell, and then this week went, nah, let's go to Brian Hoyer. Like that organization is a fucking mess. So it's more than 3 wins on the field that they fell ass backwards into. That whole organization is a train wreck.
Fair enough.
That's why I absolutely put them in there.
By the way, EJ, what is the S in McDaniels for again?
Shit. Sucks.
It sucks. Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, but on your show, you can say shit.
Thing sucks.
There you go.
Ready for top 10?
Go to let's do the top 10.
All right, top 10. Here we go. Number 10, the Seahawks. Number 9, the Bengals. 8, Cowboys. 7, Jaguars. 6, Lions. 5, Dolphins. 4, Ravens. 3, Niners. 2, Eagles. And 1, the champs are back, the Chiefs.
Where did you have the Bills last week?
They were number 9, I believe, last week. Make sure.
Okay.
I ain't even mad at the Bills.
What you mad about?
The Bengals.
Like,
yeah, they were number 9 last week.
I ain't even mad about the Bengals either. I'm not even mad about the Seahawks at 10. Your continued disrespect for the Jaguars holds. I make sense there. You know, even though they came out and won on a Thursday night, granted they had a little help at the end, I'll grant you. Foster Moreau, what a drop. That's the most amazing thing since Dandy Don Meredith dropped that touchdown historically for your Cowboys, right, Jim? Anyways, too soon. But
I don't think was I alive for that? I don't think
I don't think either of us were, frankly. But
EJ was, but
oh shit. That's just a stray, Jim. That's like, come on.
Sorry, that was
how was woke Jim doing that to EJ? And I won't even say why, so we don't get canceled.
That was to myself.
Oh, okay. Anyways,
myself.
No, I got you. That was perfect. True justice. How are the Dolphins at fucking 5 right now? How?
They were last week at 3.
That means you had it wrong last week.
2. There were 2 last week. Sorry.
What the fuck are
They
you
were too
doing?
high last week.
Come on. First of all, love you punishing the Niners, as it should be. They'll be back soon enough. I ain't worried about that, unless they lose to the Bengals. Actually, beating the Bengals should be at least enough to put them back to 2.
The Bengals are the 9. Okay, go ahead.
I love the Eagles at 2, but you have them there for the wrong reason.
Where should they be?
1, who the fuck is going to argue about it? Ravens at 4, absolutely beautiful. Lions at 6 is a bit high. I would have put the Jags ahead of them. Cowboys at 8. Well, your fanhood is showing, but I'm not necessarily mad at it.
Is there someone in the top 10 that's not? Is there a team that's not in the top 10 that should be there? Oh, these clearly the 10 best teams in football right now. That's the question.
So my response is to lead with the Bills, but you're punishing them this week, and I totally agree with it.
I have the Bills at 9. I don't have the Bengals in. And it's hard for me to move. I mean, I get they were off, teams fell out, whatever, but I don't know that I'm ready to buy the Bengals.
For the record, we were here last week. The Bengals were on this list last week as well. They were number 10 last week.
Them at 10.
They moved at number 9. Seahawks at 10. Bengals beat the Seahawks 2 weeks ago. So therefore, I'm going to keep that as is. If I look at this list now, looking back in hindsight, 5 through 7 is tough because I really thought about putting the Jaguars at least number 6 or 5. But I don't want to penalize Detroit too much or Miami too much, even though they've beaten.
Miami should be punished. Miami should be punished.
Well, they were. They're down 3 spots.
No. You had
should
that
be
wrong.
punished more, bro.
This is just like Notre Dame. We're too high to start with, so your punishment is still not enough of a correction.
Like,
sorry, Jim.
Look at the resume, dude. Like, I get it. I fell for the trap as well, man. When they put up 70 points, I launched them. I did.
So did you, EJ, and we weren't mad at it. They got rewarded.
What is your top 10, Jim?
I have the Eagles at 1. I have the Chiefs at 2. I feel like they're interchangeable, but I'm not going to do 1A or 1B again because I don't want Kyle to yell at me again.
Because you deserve it, damn it.
I have the 49ers at 3. I have the Ravens at 4. I have the Lions at 5. I would give the Lions the edge over the Jaguars, who I have at 6. If they played this Sunday, I would pick the Lions.
the fact you have the Jags at 6, I'm still okay with it somehow.
Yeah. I have the Cowboys at 7, partially.
Homer.
Also partially because it's who has fallen down. Like the Cowboys were my 9 last week.
Okay, so ask you that. Thank you.
They got bumped up because the Dolphins I have at 8, the Bills I have at 9, Seahawks I have at 10.
Okay.
The Dolphins at 8 looks right. I agree with that.
Yeah, like I'm looking at that resume, man, and I see a 2-point win over the Chargers. I see a 7-point win over the Patriots. Yes, a 50-point win over the Broncos. I mean, but like
who was at 29?
The Denver Broncos.
Who at 29 is highest they've been in some of the other
I still have the Broncos at 31. I don't give a shit that they found a way to win a game. Like, I don't care. That team sucks out loud.
And
they are awful. The only reason they're not 32 is because the Panthers suck more. Okay.
I think you're spot on with 9 and 10 though, EJ. I like that you had the Bengals 9. I like that they're ahead of the Seahawks, and the reasons you cited were actually sound. Over and above the fact, I think they're just that much better a team.
Because here's the thing. Yeah, the Dolphins. Okay, so the Dolphins lost to the Eagles, who's your 2. That's fine. Their other loss was
the Bills.
They got more than doubled over by a team that's not even in your top 10 anymore.
Buffalo. See, the thing with Buffalo is, as much as I want to keep my top 10, they've had a bad 3-week stretch. Not just 1 week, 3-week stretch. So now they've been penalized for 3 weeks of bad football.
You know, right. and then the Dolphins have wins over the Giants and the Panthers. But like,
am I safe to assume that the Bills are 11 in yours there, EJ?
Yeah, probably. But then again, too, also, and look, they don't feel like top 10 teams also, but look at the fucking Browns and the Steelers, dude.
No, stop it. Stop.
I'm just saying. Bills number 11, though. Yes.
Stop. If they play next week, you'd pick the fucking Bills.
Agreed. Agreed. That's what Buffalo. But I'm saying they have 2 teams at 4-2. That's.
But to some of your defense here, EJ, because I don't think either of these lists is egregious.
It's just the Dolphins for me that's bad.
Yeah, the Dolphins are too high. But in somewhat in your defense, like, I agree with you in your point that I know you put out on social media, like Chiefs, Eagles, Niners, those teams are the top of the class.
That's the one tier there. Boom, tier 1.
Again, if you wanna put Eagles above Chiefs, like I did, fine. I'm not mad if you have Chiefs above it. Niners got punished for 2 straight losses. Agree.
Because I got asked, Jim, earlier today on social media, because I made a comment on Sunday night saying that was my tier 1. And then the Niners lost last night, and I got asked the same question to the same person this morning, and I said, yes, nothing's changed.
Now I ask this.
Because we'll get Trent Williams back eventually, right, EJ?
Exactly.
Yeah. So now if the trend doesn't improve when they get healthy, then we start to have a different conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Then yeah, I think like Ravens, Dolphins, Lions, Jags are kind of your next tier.
Tier 2 for me goes.
I don't even know if I want to put the Dolphins in that next tier. If I'm being honest,
no. Tier 2 is
Devin. No offense, Devin, but like again, when I'm looking at resume, the math doesn't math for the Dolphins.
When I hear tier 2, gentlemen, I hear capable of winning the first round of a playoff game. And I think
tier 2 goes
do that. Mm-hmm. So they're a low tier 2 for me. I'm not
tier
mad at them
right.
2.
Tier 2 for me goes 4 through 8. Bengals possibly not tier 2 as well too, but I got to see how they look out of the bye first.
A great take.
Right. So
yeah, the Bengals have some prove it to me work. Quite frankly, the Cowboys do too. Okay.
But the Ravens are also on that holding pattern for tier 1 as well too. They're not there yet, but they're right on the holding pattern. They're knocking on the door.
You know, even if you were punitive on the Niners and put them 4th under the Ravens this week, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be mad at it either. But yeah, I think that second tier, Ravens, Dolphins, Lions, Jags, then you start to work into the third tier, because I think, yeah, the Cowboys found a way to beat the Chargers, but they very easily could have lost to the Chargers last week. I'll be curious to see what they do coming out of the bye week this week. But there's a lot of things that need to get right on that team, especially offensively.
By the way, what'd you think of Trevor Lawrence leading his team in rushing yards with a bum knee there, EJ Christian?
I thought he was solid.
Yeah, but they're still only 7. Okay, cool.
Good lord.
Oh, sometimes it's just too easy. All right, but that's where we leave the power rankings for this week. Again, EJ, I don't know if it's just multiple years of us browbeating you or what, but you've been getting better with these this year.
Well, you know,
haven't had to verbally kick your ass too hard.
They're actually a lot harder too. Also lately too, the point of the Jaguars he made there actually is a good point. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to go back
for one spot too. Like I'm nitpicking you definitely.
Yeah, I don't, and that's the thing is because I don't. You know, again, we know who the top 3 teams are. We know who that middle 4 are, and we know who the last 2 are. But I don't think there's a clear cut, especially with the Niners again for reasons, justifiable reasons, but because of them losing 2 weeks in a row, there's not a clear cut number 1. There's not a clear cut number 4, 5, 6, 7. There's not a clear cut 9, 8. Like that's just where we are. And then, you know, to the point, the bottom 5, with the exception of 31 and 32, in my opinion, is a little bit muddy because there's a lot of teams that are bad, but sometimes bad teams find a way to win. So
I can argue that while I agree there's definitely a tier involved, Kansas City looks like the clear-cut best team in football. You take away the one loss to Detroit, where they didn't have the two of the best players in Kelsey and Chris Jones, and almost won the game anyway. Right,
best offensive player. Please put that correct.
Right, and almost won that game anyway. If it was fucking dropped by Kadarius Toney like 3 times in that game.
They're
unbeaten.
You said it on the Student of the Game report, Bing. They beat themselves more than the Lions did. They just listen. They were drops because man Campbell bit his kneecaps a little too hard. I get it.
And ever since then, they just say fuck everybody else, but just bombing you else. That's it.
I mean, you're not wrong. But see, here's the thing. To Jim's point, your previous 2 of these have been pretty strong. This one I think looks as bad, air quotes, as it does, because the Patriots, that's a big miss. You done admitted it on the show, and your Dolphin shit is way off. Like. Yeah.
That one you got wrong.
What's more egregious, the Dolphins or the Jaguars?
The Dolphins, and it's not close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dolphins are too high.
I just said I'm nitpicking you one spot on the Jags. I get
it. You live down there. You spend too much time in the sun. You know, you love to
cover the Jaguar report of SI being.
They're my number 2 team also too as well. So.
Yeah. So we get it. We get it. You know, you didn't have much of a choice.
Homer.
But it is what it is. All right, let's